Hello everyone, welcome to our video on theoretical paradigms of sociology. In this presentation, Yahir and I will be explaining three main paradigms: structural functionalism, social conflict, and symbolic interactionism. Sociologists' perspectives are important because they guide the way we analyze society, human behaviors, and our everyday life. We hope you enjoy.
The first paradigm is called structural functional perspective. It views the society as a complex system where all the different parts work together to create stability, balance, just like a living body needs organism to function properly. Society needs these institutions such as family, education, religion, and the government to keep things running smoothly. One of the main founders of this perspective is Emily Durkheim, who emphasized the importance of social facts, the rules, the norms, and the values that shape our behavior. He believed that these shared values are what hold society together and give people a sense of belonging. Another key thinker or founder is Talcott Parsons, who argued that every institution, from schools to the legal system, has a specific role in maintaining social order. For example, schools do not teach math or science. They also teach discipline, teamwork, and cultural values that prepare people to fit into the society. And finally, Robert Merton introduced an important idea. Institutions do not just have manifest function, which are the intended purpose, but also the latent function, which are the unintended effects. For instance, going to the college has a manifest function of gaining an education, but it also has a latent function like forming social networks or even meeting a future spouse. This perspective is valuable because it helps us understand how cooperation and stability are maintained in the society. It reminds us that every true society can be complicated. Its parts are interconnected, and when one breaks down, it can affect the whole system. For the second paradigm is the social conflict perspective. Unlike functionalism, which focuses on the balance and stability, this perspective argues that society is shaped by competition and inequality. It says that different groups are always struggling over power, resources, and influence. The most famous founder of this perspective is Karl Marx, who studied the conflict between the bourgeois or the wealthy owners of business and the proletariat or the working class. He argued that the wealthy often exploit workers by paying them less than the value of what they produce, which creates a class struggle. According to this perspective, social institutions often benefit those who are already powerful while disadvantaging others. For example, the education system may claim to offer equal opportunity, but in reality, the wealthier students have often access to better schools and resources which help them stay ahead. This perspective is important because it highlights issues of inequality, discrimination, and injustice. It also helps us understand how it can lead to social change. For instance, many important changes in history, such as the civil rights movement, women's suffrage, or labor unions, came from magazine groups challenging those in power. In short, while functionalism focuses on harmony and cooperation, the social conflict paradigm reminds us to pay attention to struggles and inequalities that shape the society.
The third paradigm is called symbolic interactionism, and it focuses on small-scale interactions in everyday life. It explains how people create shared meanings through symbolic gestures and communication. The main contributors here are George Herbert Mead, who studied how the self developed through interaction, and Herbert Blumer, who coined the term symbolic interactionism. The key ideas are that reality is society constructed, and symbols such as language, signs, and even something like handshake shape how we understand the world. This perspective is important because it helps explain how identity, relationships, and culture are formed through everyday interaction. In conclusion, each of the three paradigms give us a unique way of understanding society. Structural functionalism shows us how institutions maintain order, social conflict highlights inequality and power struggles, and symbolic interactionism explains how meaning is created in daily life. Together, these paradigms provide a well rounded framework for analyzing human behavior and society as a whole.